everyone, I'm Vicki Murphy. I am a Jira Align specialist here at Valiantys, which is a Platinum Solutions partner with Atlassian. And in this video, I'll be breaking down the updates to Jira Align with the release of version 11.7. This version was released to Jira Align instances on the continuous release track, typically your test or dev environment, on December 20th, 2024, and it will be released to production instances on January 10th, 2025. Let's go ahead and jump in. Our first update is the modernization of the Strategic Driver Allocation report. If you want to find this report in your instance, this is in the portfolio tier in the reports section, and then you'll find it alphabetically down towards the bottom here. And this report is specific to a single PI, so be sure to make a PI selection up here in the context bar. If you haven't worked with the strategic driver field before, it is a select field on our out-of-the-box portfolio Epic work items. And it's typically used to indicate large categorizations for our epics, such as large budget buckets. And it is a customizable field, so your administrator can update the options available in that field. Now, the Strategic Driver Allocation report helps us understand the breakdown of our epics in those categories for a single program increment. The functionality and the overall inputs and outputs of this report have not been updated. We've just had a UI overhaul, the latest in Atlassian's modernization effort for Jira Align. So now here at the top, we have these 4 pie charts. Like our other updated reports in Jira Align, these are interactive. You can hover over a slice of the pie chart to see a specific call out, as well as a specific item in the legend of each pie chart to see that section as well. If we scroll down, we also have a breakdown table. So here we are able to see the epics included in this report based on our context, of course. These headers are sortable, so you are able to click on them to sort the table, as well as narrow down to a specific driver over here. And if we scroll down, a newer update to reports in general, starting with this strategic driver allocation report, we are able to control the results per page. And we have some pretty increased options from our historical interactions with Jira Align, so we can go up to 50 or 100 here as well. And at the very top, we are able to export this chart or this entire report. Right. Our next updates, we need to jump to the program tier, looking at our dependencies. All right, and we'll go to more items and dependencies. All right, so going forward, we are going to be able to add tags or labels to our dependency work items and then display that field here in the dependency grid. Now, this update is taking a minute to hit my system, so I'm just going to toggle over to a screenshot. Here at the bottom, you can see the tags that have been added to this example. We'll be able to display these in that dependency grid, as well as search for them within that grid as well. Right. Next, let's talk about some updates to the objectives within Jira Align, specifically the objectives tree or the OKR hub. All right, in this OKR hub, we have 4 fields that we can now display within this grid. Now, these are not new fields to Jira Align or new to objectives. It's just now available to display in this view. These fields are the anchor sprint, the planned and delivered value fields, as well as the blocked field. Now, the blocked field displays a little bit differently than the others. It is going to be this indicator that will display right next to the summary of our objectives when you choose to display this field. And you can choose to display these fields by going to columns shown here and checking them on the list. Also, with the blocked field, we have a new quick filter up here at the top to view only blocked objectives as well. Our last update in the tool here is to the administration of our objectives. So if you are using the new objective experience, let me open this up to show you an example. It looks like this, a little bit of a new UI for the details panel. This has been available for quite a while now. You may see a notification at the top in purple asking you to switch to this view. If you don't see that or see this view, your administrator may need to request it to be enabled by Atlassian. While we have had this view available for some time, what we have not had is the ability to control the fields that are displayed as well as if they are required or not. And going forward from this update, we now have that ability. We can update those. If you are an administrator, you can go to the admin settings, go to the detail panel settings, select the appropriate portfolio as well as the objective work item, and you will see the options available like all of our other work items. And historically, you've seen these options for objectives, but now they will apply to that new objective experience. All right, let's jump to the slides for the rest of our updates. If you're an administrator of a Jira Align instance connected to one or multiple Jira Data Center instances, we have some more updates to your connector. You will need to allow list the two endpoints listed here on the slides to ensure proper connection between Jira and Jira Align. This is the third or fourth release in a row where we've had updates to the Jira Data Center connector, and Atlassian stated in the release notes they have some additional updates they will be making over the next few releases. So they have included these wildcard endpoints that if you allow list in your proxy, API gateway, web application firewall, etc., they will capture any of the future updates that Atlassian makes and hopefully cut down on some of your administrative overhead. Next update is to the portfolio ask field. In August of 2024, Atlassian announced that they will be removing the portfolio ask field from our work items and would be migrating that data into the new milestones functionality. Throughout this change, Atlassian has already removed this field from the Enterprise Insights data and replaced it with the milestone views and columns. After working with customers, Atlassian has paused the effort to fully deprecate this field. So what does this mean for you? The portfolio ask field will remain available in the UI of Jira Align. However, it is marked as end of support, meaning Atlassian will not accept any new bugs or enhancements for it. Additionally, this field will remain removed from the Enterprise Insights data. Atlassian has stated that they do plan to readdress the removal of this field, but it will not be for at least another calendar year. So you can continue using the portfolio ask field, or you can choose to disable it on your work items and utilize the milestones functionality. If you choose to go this route and you want to make sure that you capture that data in the portfolio ask field, you can move it to the milestones yourself. You could do this manually through the UI. I recommend this if you have a really low amount of data, really sporadic across the instance, not a consistent use of the field. Or Atlassian has included instructions on how to create these milestones through the API, best for large amounts of data and really consistent use across your ecosystem. Those instructions are included in the release notes, which are linked in this video. Overall, if you use the portfolio ask field today, you can continue using it, but we do recommend making a plan to move to the milestones functionality, as Atlassian has indicated that they do plan to still fully remove this field eventually. All right, the next couple slides talk about some additions, updates, and removals for the next future releases, starting with just a update that we don't have a specific date for, but Atlassian has said will happen in early 2025. The custom room filters will have some improvements, making them more user-friendly. In version 11.8, scheduled for February of 2025, the mind maps and object promote pages and functions will be fully removed. These were previously placed on end of support earlier in 2024. And we do recommend capturing any data from these functions before the next release. In version 11.9, scheduled for March of 2025, Atlassian will be making several changes to the start, initiation, and target completion date fields for our themes, epics, capabilities, and features. These changes will include that the fields will be set to always visible across all 4 work items. If you've previously hidden these fields, they will now be visible to all of your users. Additionally, the ability to lock and deactivate these fields will be removed, and the fields will be moved up on the details panel. Historically, these fields have been under the full details expand panel on the work items, and now they will be moved up under the program increment field, making them easier to locate. Atlassian has stated that they are making these changes, first to make the fields easier to locate, but also that these fields will become the source of truth for upcoming changes to the roadmap functionality. If you don't already use these fields, we do recommend implementing them as a part of your process. In version 11.10, scheduled for March 2025, Atlassian will be ending the support for the legacy objectives tree and fully removing it 3 months later in version 11.13. Now, this functionality has been replaced by the OKR hub, which we just took a look at in the tool. Both of these views work off of the data input into our objectives, so while the visualization is updated, there shouldn't be any need to migrate any data for this change. If you haven't already enabled the new OKR hub, it will be enabled in your instance in version 11.8, and users will begin to see a toggle to experience this new view. We do recommend updating any of your training or documentation before then so your users feel comfortable with it. And a general update to Atlassian's release practices in 2025. Atlassian will be moving to a continuous deployment model for Jira Align in 2025. And to help facilitate this, they'll be making some changes to their release practices. First, the on-prem versions will become available 19 days after maintenance releases deploy to the bundled release track. This is 1 week later than they are available today. All contents of feature, maintenance, bug fix, and hotfix releases will be found in a single release notes article. And lastly, the release calendar will be simplified to focus on planned feature and maintenance release updates. That is all for version 11.7 to Jira Align. The release notes are linked in the description of this video for you. Thank you so much for watching.